The Christian world is reeling following a heartbreaking announcement from the family of Pastor Keion Henderson, senior pastor of Lighthouse Church Houston, and a widely respected voice in contemporary ministry. Just minutes ago, in a solemn and heartfelt statement, the Henderson family confirmed a deeply painful situation that has profoundly affected the pastor and those closest to him. Known for his dynamic preaching, compassionate leadership, and a ministry that reaches tens of thousands both locally and globally, Pastor Henderson's name has become synonymous with hope, healing, and empowerment. Now, the community he has nurtured and led is coming to terms with the reality that their beloved shepherd and his family are facing one of their darkest hours. This report offers an in-depth look at the confirmed circumstances, the family's response, the outpouring of support, and the spiritual lessons emerging from this challenging chapter in the life of Pastor Keion Henderson. The announcement that shook the faith community at approximately 3:15 p.m. local time, a statement was released by the Henderson family's official spokesperson. The message was succinct yet profoundly moving. It is with a heavy heart that we share the news of Pastor Keion Henderson's current health crisis. After recent medical evaluations, Pastor Henderson has been diagnosed with a serious condition that requires immediate and ongoing treatment. While we ask for privacy and space during this critical time, we want the church family and the broader community to know that his faith remains steadfast. We appreciate your prayers and support as we walk through this season together. The family's candid disclosure marks the first public acknowledgement of the health challenges that Pastor Henderson has been privately facing. Though the statement did not specify the exact nature of the illness, trusted sources within the ministry have indicated that it is a complex condition necessitating prolonged care. A life dedicated to ministry and impact. Pastor Keion Henderson's journey began with a simple yet powerful calling: to serve the church and reach the lost with the transformative message of Jesus Christ. From the founding of Lighthouse Church Houston, his ministry quickly grew into a vibrant community known for its emphasis on practical teaching, emotional healing, and spiritual empowerment. His sermons, characterized by biblical depth and accessible application, have been widely shared on social media platforms, impacting believers around the world. Beyond preaching, Henderson has authored multiple books, led conferences, and appeared on national media outlets, earning respect as a prophetic and pastoral voice. Under his leadership, Lighthouse Church has expanded its outreach, providing food assistance, counseling services, and youth mentorship programs. His passion for holistic ministry has made him a beloved figure, not just among congregants, but also across the broader evangelical landscape. Henderson's ministry is marked by an unwavering commitment to authenticity. Known for addressing difficult topics such as trauma, addiction, and emotional wounds through the lens of Scripture, he has created safe spaces for healing and restoration. This approach has resonated deeply, especially with those who often feel marginalized or forgotten. Behind the scenes, the silent struggle. While Pastor Henderson's public persona radiated strength and hope, those closest to him knew he had been quietly battling health challenges for some time. In recent months, subtle signs of fatigue and physical strain began to appear during sermons and public appearances. Observant congregants noted shorter sermons and more frequent use of seated preaching segments. The Henderson family had kept these difficulties largely private, hoping for recovery through rest and medical care. However, the progression of his condition soon demanded more significant intervention. Sources within Lighthouse Church have described a series of doctor visits, tests, and consultations with specialists as the family sought answers. The eventual diagnosis was serious enough to require hospitalization and an ongoing treatment plan. Despite the gravity of the situation, Pastor Henderson remained resolute in his faith, frequently reminding his congregation through digital messages of the power of prayer, God's sovereignty, and the importance of community support during trials. The family speaks. Faith amid crisis. Throughout this difficult time, the Henderson family has been a testament to grace and strength. Michelle Henderson, the pastor's wife and ministry partner, has stood unwavering beside him, balancing her roles as caregiver, mother, and co-leader of the church. In a heartfelt video shared with close ministry members, Michelle expressed both vulnerability and hope. Our family is walking through a valley, but we are not lost. We hold tightly to God's promises and to one another. We humbly ask for your prayers and understanding as we focus on healing and restoration. Pastor Keion's heart remains steadfast, and so does ours. Their children, while shielded from the public eye, have found solace in the outpouring of love from the church family. Many have remarked on the quiet dignity with which the entire Henderson family is navigating the storm. The church responds, unity in prayer and action. News of Pastor Henderson's health crisis quickly mobilized the Lighthouse Church congregation and the wider Christian community. Within hours, prayer vigils were organized locally and virtually, spanning multiple time zones and denominations. Congregants have gathered in homes, church sanctuaries, and online forums to intercede for healing, peace, and strength. The church's pastoral team, led by associate pastors and Dr. Henderson's trusted leaders, have encouraged members to remain united in faith and to continue supporting one another. Social media, while often a place of speculation, has largely become a channel for encouragement, testimony, and faith declarations. Many have shared personal stories of how Pastor Henderson's ministry transformed their lives, underscoring the deep connection between leader and flock. One longtime member, Deacon Marcus Allen, shared, "Pastor Henderson has been more than a preacher. He's been a father to many of us. His messages brought light into dark places. Now it's our turn to stand in that light for him." Spiritual lessons in the midst of trials. Pastor Henderson's health challenges have sparked deeper reflection within the Christian community on the nature of leadership, vulnerability, and the endurance of faith. Many ministry leaders have spoken openly about the need to care for the whole person, spirit, soul, and body, recognizing that leaders are not immune to suffering. Dr. Angela Moore, a well-known author and counselor, offered insight. Faith leaders often feel compelled to appear invincible, but true strength is found in vulnerability. Pastor Henderson's openness about his struggle is a powerful testimony that God's grace is sufficient, even in our weakest moments. This season also calls the church to rally not only in prayer, but in practical support, affirming the humanity of those who lead and the need for sustained care. Medical care and the path ahead. Though the full details of Pastor Henderson's diagnosis remain private, it is understood that he is under the care of specialists in Houston, receiving a combination of medical treatments designed to manage and improve his condition. Family members have expressed cautious optimism about the potential for recovery, emphasizing that the journey may be long, but that every step forward is cause for gratitude. A close friend and ministry colleague remarked, "Keion is a fighter, fueled by faith and the prayers of a global community. We believe healing is on the horizon. The broader impact, a call to support leaders." Pastor Henderson's current trial is a sobering reminder of the toll ministry can take on leaders' health and well-being. It invites a broader conversation on how churches and faith communities support those who dedicate their lives to serving others. Leadership coach and pastor Samuel Matthews commented, "This moment challenges us to create environments where pastors can be transparent about their struggles without fear. Healthy leaders lead healthy churches." Moving forward, hope and trust in God. As Pastor Keion Henderson and his family navigate this difficult chapter, the prevailing spirit is one of hope anchored firmly in faith. The family has requested privacy but welcomes the continued prayers and support of the worldwide body of Christ. The church leadership assures congregants that updates will be shared appropriately and that the ministry will continue under trusted hands until Pastor Henderson's return. For now, believers hold fast to the promise that God works all things together for good, even in suffering, and that restoration is possible. Conclusion: a legacy of faith and perseverance. The news about Pastor Keion Henderson's health crisis is undeniably painful. Yet it is also a powerful testament to a life committed to God's work, a ministry marked by transparency, compassion, and authenticity. While the future remains uncertain, one truth remains unshaken. Pastor Henderson's legacy transcends this season. It is found in the countless lives he has touched, the hope he has ignited, and the faith he embodies. A faith that continues to inspire millions even now. As the church unites in prayer and love, it is clear that this story is not ending, but evolving, one of perseverance, grace, and the unbreakable power of faith. The recent struggles behind closed doors. For many, Pastor Keion Henderson has been a symbol of hope and unwavering strength. His vibrant sermons, infectious passion, and pastoral care have made him a beacon of light to countless believers worldwide. Yet behind the scenes, the man many admired was quietly grappling with profound health challenges that only those closest to him fully understood. In recent months, a noticeable change emerged in Pastor Henderson's public ministry. Attentive followers observed that his appearances on stage were less frequent, and his sermons, though still powerful, were delivered with visible physical strain. The boundless energy that once characterized his dynamic preaching began to wane, replaced by moments of weariness and the need for rest. Sources familiar with the family's private life revealed that these struggles were not sudden, but the culmination of ongoing medical issues. The nature of the condition, while not fully disclosed, reportedly affected his stamina and mobility, making it increasingly difficult for him to maintain the rigorous schedule that ministry demanded. Despite these setbacks, Pastor Henderson remained deeply committed to his calling. Adapting to his circumstances, he turned more towards digital platforms, delivering sermons from home, hosting prayer broadcasts, and sharing devotional messages. His transparency about vulnerability and the reality of suffering resonated profoundly with his congregation and online followers, many of whom were themselves navigating personal battles. This openness about imperfection and dependence on God's grace only deepened the trust and affection his community held for him. He became not just a preacher, but a fellow sojourner through hardship, modeling a faith that does not falter in the face of trials. However, as his condition progressed, it became clear that more advanced medical intervention was required. After consultations with specialists and much prayerful deliberation, the Henderson family made the difficult decision to disclose Pastor Henderson's health crisis publicly. This step was taken not only to garner spiritual support from the church family worldwide, but also to invite prayers and understanding during a time of intense challenge. Family responds with grace and strength. The news of Pastor Henderson's health crisis was met with profound sorrow, but also with admiration for the family's courage and unity. Throughout this difficult chapter, Michelle Henderson, his wife and ministry partner, has been a steadfast source of strength. Her role extends far beyond that of a pastor's spouse. She is a caregiver, a leader, and a beacon of hope for both the family and the church community. Balancing the immense responsibilities of managing her husband's care and leading alongside him, Michelle has demonstrated extraordinary resilience. In private moments shared with church leaders, she expressed heartfelt gratitude for the flood of support and prayers that have embraced their family. "This is not the end of our story," she said in a video message circulated among close ministry circles. "We trust in the healing power of the Lord and ask everyone to continue standing with us in faith and hope. Our pastor, our husband, our father remains a warrior in God's kingdom. The Henderson children, though young, have been carefully shielded from the intense scrutiny that often accompanies public figures. Yet even from behind the scenes, their lives have been deeply touched by this season of trial. Family, friends, and ministry associates have noted the outpouring of love that surrounds them, with church members stepping up to provide emotional and spiritual support. The church community rallies. Within moments of the family's announcement, an incredible wave of solidarity swept through the Lighthouse Church congregation and extended far beyond Houston. Social media platforms, prayer groups, and church networks buzzed with messages of encouragement, intercession, and hope. Churches locally and globally quickly organized prayer vigils, fasting days, and worship nights dedicated to lifting Pastor Henderson and his family up before the throne of grace. These gatherings, often held virtually to accommodate widespread participation, have become a source of communal strength and shared faith. In many local congregations, regular programming was paused to hold special services focused on prayer for healing. These moments serve not only as spiritual support for Pastor Henderson, but also as a testimony to the profound impact of his ministry. Deacon Marcus Allen, a longtime member of Lighthouse Church, shared his thoughts. "Pastor Henderson has been like a father to so many of us. His sermons brought light into dark places, and now it's our turn to bring that light back to him through prayer." His sentiment was echoed by many who see this crisis not just as an individual trial, but as a call to collective faith and action. Ministry leaders from various denominations issued statements urging their congregations to remember the humanity of spiritual leaders. They emphasized the importance of standing with those who lead, especially when facing adversity. This outpouring of love underscores a crucial spiritual truth. The body of Christ is not merely a collection of individuals, but a living, breathing community, united in joys and sorrows, victories and struggles alike. Spiritual lessons from a season of trial. The ongoing health crisis of Pastor Keion Henderson offers profound spiritual lessons, both for those within his congregation and for the broader Christian community. First and foremost, it highlights the reality that faith leaders, despite their public image of strength and spiritual authority, are deeply human. They face the same vulnerabilities, doubts, and physical limitations as anyone else. This recognition challenges the often unrealistic expectations placed upon pastors to be invincible or superhuman. Instead, Pastor Henderson's journey invites believers to embrace vulnerability as a form of strength. His willingness to share his struggle publicly has opened space for honest conversations about suffering, healing, and the sustaining power of faith. As Bishop T.D. Jakes once said, "Strength does not come from physical capacity. It comes from an indomitable will." Pastor Henderson exemplifies this indomitable spirit, not in the absence of hardship, but through it. Secondly, this season is a powerful reminder of the community's role in supporting its leaders. The rapid mobilization of prayer, love, and practical support illustrates the biblical principle of bearing one another's burdens. Galatians 6:2. Ministry is not a solitary endeavor, but a shared mission that requires the active participation of the whole church body. Thirdly, the crisis brings into focus the importance of spiritual endurance. The Apostle Paul's words in 2 Corinthians 12:9, "My grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness," echo vividly through Pastor Henderson's story. His ongoing faith journey demonstrates that even in the face of uncertainty, God's grace remains a steadfast anchor. Finally, this trial prompts a re-examination of how the church cares for its leaders, physically, emotionally, and spiritually. It challenges congregations and ministry organizations to cultivate cultures of support, transparency, and holistic care. Looking ahead with hope. While the road ahead remains uncertain, the signs of hope are unmistakable. Medical professionals caring for Pastor Henderson have noted positive responses to treatment, and the family's faith remains unwavering. Church leaders have assured members that the ministry will continue, led by a trusted pastoral team and supported by the congregation's prayers and commitment. Pastor Henderson's own messages, though limited in recent weeks, have conveyed an inspiring mixture of hope and resolve. His declaration that he remains a warrior in God's kingdom reflects a spirit that refuses to be defeated by circumstances. This moment, difficult as it is, serves as a powerful chapter in a larger story. A story defined not by suffering but by perseverance, faith, and the transformative power of God's love. Conclusion. The confirmation of Pastor Keion. Henderson's health crisis is a deeply sobering moment for the Christian community, yet it is also a testament to the power of faith under fire. It reveals the real humanity behind a beloved leader, the strength of a devoted family, and the sustaining power of a praying church. As believers worldwide unite in prayer and support, the legacy of Pastor Henderson's ministry shines brighter than ever. His life reminds us that even in the darkest seasons, faith can provide light, that vulnerability can be a source of strength, and that no trial is too great when carried in the arms of God. In this difficult hour, the community stands not just with a pastor, but with a family, a ministry, and a vision rooted in hope, resilience, and unwavering trust in the one who holds all things together. Houston, Texas, the spiritual toll and testimony of Pastor Keion Henderson's health crisis. The unfolding situation with Pastor Keion Henderson brings to the forefront profound spiritual truths about leadership, vulnerability, and the sustaining power of faith in the midst of hardship. As the founder and senior pastor of Lighthouse Church Houston, Pastor Henderson has become a widely respected voice in the modern faith landscape, both for his theological insight and for his ability to lead with transparency and grace. But now, as he faces a serious and ongoing health challenge, It is his example off the pulpit that speaks the loudest, an example of endurance, quiet courage, and deep trust in God. A reminder that leaders are human ministry. Veteran and author Dr. Angela Moore reflected on the moment's significance. We often expect our leaders to be invincible, but Pastor Henderson's openness about his health struggle reminds us that the power of God is made perfect in weakness. His faith journey is a testament that even when the body falters, the spirit can soar. That sentiment has echoed throughout the Christian community. For many, this season has offered a sobering reminder that even the most gifted leaders are not immune to physical affliction. Pastor Henderson's courage in the face of vulnerability has become a living sermon, one not crafted from words but from the resilience of faith under fire. The role of the church in times of trial. This situation has also emphasized the vital role of the church community, not simply as spectators or beneficiaries of a leader's teaching, but as active participants in the healing process through prayer, service, and tangible acts of love. Since the family's announcement, congregants have responded with overwhelming support. Prayer gatherings have continued online and in person. Volunteers have stepped forward to support ongoing church operations. Ministries once led by Pastor Henderson directly are now upheld by faithful associates who were trained under his guidance. This is the church being the church, one member shared. We're not here to simply receive. We're here to carry the burden with our shepherd. Medical updates and hope for the future. While the family has requested privacy and withheld detailed specifics about Pastor Henderson's diagnosis, trusted insiders confirm that he is currently undergoing treatment at a top medical center in Houston. A team of specialists is overseeing his care, which includes a combination of medications, restorative therapy, and extensive rest. Though the journey to recovery may be lengthy, the outlook is not without hope. Physicians are reportedly encouraged by early signs of responsiveness in Pastor Henderson's general resilience. A close family friend and spiritual advisor noted, Pastor Henderson's determination, combined with excellent medical care and the power of prayer, gives us every reason to believe in a breakthrough. This sentiment is shared by many across his community, both local and global. Despite the difficulty of the moment, hope remains the undercurrent of every prayer, every song, and every act of intercession. A broader impact on church culture. Beyond the personal implications, the trials facing Pastor Henderson have sparked broader reflection within the faith community, particularly regarding the emotional and physical toll of leadership. Dr. Samuel Matthews, a noted leadership expert and pastor, offered his perspective. This situation compels the church to rethink how it supports its leaders, physically, emotionally, and spiritually. It's a call to foster communities where vulnerability is met with grace and healing is a collective responsibility. Indeed, the conversation has shifted from Pastor Henderson's condition alone to a deeper look at how churches nurture and care for their leaders. Many congregations are beginning to establish health sabbaticals, counseling programs, and wellness check-ins as part of their broader pastoral care efforts.